Hi, good evening, everyone. Hope you had an enjoyable day. I'm Kristine Kieland of KristineKieland.com. I'm an intuitive channel, an animal communicator, a healer, an energy worker, consciousness mentor. And tonight I'm going to channel, for the benefit of you and those who are listening with you, collective consciousness known as Love Beyond Love. This is a consciousness that comes from beyond source and has always been present, but is now pleasantly, how do you want to say it? Pleased that people are now aware of their wisdom, that we are now aware that their help is available, along with lots of other help on the planet. Just going to take a quick moment, and give me a moment to tap into theirs. Hi, honey. Hi, Sarah. And Love Beyond Love will just come through right now. And we are so delighted to be here. We are filled with love and glory, and tonight we're actually going to talk about justice. As you know, if we see many familiar faces and many familiar energy streams, we see a nice auditorium full of people for our viewing pleasure. Haha, see how we we turn the tables tonight. You think it's for your viewing pleasure, but it's actually for our viewing pleasure. We have been watching you for a very, very long time. We have been what you would call millions of years in your energy field, and we have been assisting silently at times and with great intention. And now we have more partnership now. That you are aware of our presence, you're asking, listening, and asking for guidance, asking for remembrance, and now you are actually, we don't really like the word actually, that sounds like you're late to the party. You are not late to the party, you are exactly spot on. But we want you to know, again, that we consider you the delightful, lovely, beautiful beings. If you would be dipped in gold, if that's your best version of yourself, that's what we considered. You are the ice cream you are the topping on the ice cream. You are the candy cane. You are the sparkle. You are the joy to our world. Yes, you're the joy to our world. We have participated. We have participated in your awakening. We have participated in your becoming, let's say returning to your natural state would perhaps be a better way to phrase that. We are, again, overjoyed to be invited into your consciousness and into your homes. We understand that many of you like to contain yourselves and to have separation from one another, and that your home is a sacred place. We honor this sacred place. That is why we are so delighted to be with you tonight. Again, we are going to bring Barrett to the channel, but first we'd like to bring forth a bit of our joy and share that with you. Kristine is saying she is trying to get a word in edgewise and would like to speak to you, but cannot contain herself. This expression of joy is part of your natural state of being. The curiosity, the exuberance, the delightfulness of just being who you are, being in a physical body, understanding the big magnetic energy field that you are. That is what we delight that's what we delight in witnessing. We are just, everybody, please take a deep breath. Kristine's thought was, no, I'm not high. No, she is not high. She is actually high on her natural state of being. She is high because she is bringing forth this energy. This is another quick reminder that does not matter when you watch this channel, when you watch this video, this energy, this consciousness is brought forward to you whenever you want it. we suggest that you watch this particular. We suggest that you watch this particular channel as often as you want. Please share it with others. Please share yourself with others. But we encourage you to share the best of yourself with others. We do through no fault of your own, because you are unaware, and you are becoming more aware of your thoughts, emotions, connection to yourself, and connection to others. Please share your best self with others. It is a continual habit and a source of, honestly, a source of concern for us and others in the energetic field, that you tend to share the worst of yourselves with others. We understand this because you identify with the worst of yourself. Let us explain that perhaps a bit better. And when we say you, we mean that with great love and compassion. We do not mean to lump everybody together, but since we are not going to do individual names, and we actually, honestly, when we look at the audience, we look at each other, we do not see individual faces. We do not see hair color or skin tone or body shapes or skeletal. We see your energy field, and we see the thought pattern that is contained within the energy field. But we do hear, which you would call hearing, very clearly the intention towards self. And what we mean by intention towards self is that you forget the best part of yourselves quite frequently. How many of you wake up in the morning and either grumble because you didn't get enough sleep, or you grumble because you have to do something in your day you don't want, or perhaps you get out of bed and you look in the mirror and you grumble because you don't look the way you want to look. We really would like a serious answer from you. Please answer to yourselves. Why? Like, we are just befuddled. We do not understand this practice. This is what you would call speaking Greek to us. We do not understand why you would that is the least of you. Your physicality is a very important part of you, but is also the least of you. And we don't understand why you focus on what you consider self-criticism, why you self-criticism and neglect. We see a lot of neglect of your heart, mind, body, and soul. Please do not take this as more criticism. We do not want to we do not want to pig pile and heap on what you're already feeling. We just are truly, we are here to encourage you, to embrace you, to support you, to love you. And Kristine, just please take a moment. There is a great need for love and compassion right now. So please take a moment. Many of you need to close your eyes, take a deep breath. Some of you may feel the tears coming. Just let that all out. You've been holding space for self-criticism, self-doubt, self-remorse, self-neglect, many other. We are not too extreme in saying self-torture. And the reason we use such a strong word, self-torture, that actually sounds horrendous. Why would anybody do self-torture? But when you understand your emotions and your thoughts, it is self-torture. If you were to, for instance, take someone, tie them down, and berate them, and be in their face constantly and tell them how stupid you are, how ugly you are, oh, you're not fast enough, you're not going to get this, everybody else understands life better, somebody else deserves a promotion, somebody else, we do not need to tell you what your thoughts are. You're the ones thinking them all day long, and you get stuck in the thought that is so unkind. Actually, Don Knotts just showed up. He's agreeing, and he says, yes. This is, he does not want to interfere, but he is just throwing in some little encouragement. The energy field and the soul that you know is Don Knotts. He says, my role, one of my roles, I had many roles in the physical body, was to alleviate self-reflection. He says, self-reflection is very, very important, but please, turn the mirror. Self-reflect on what is wonderful, beautiful, and delightful about yourself, not what is missing or lacking or misunderstood. If you have a part of yourself that is misunderstood, dig into it. Ask for help from someone who has more experience in this area. Enough said. Okay, now that gentleman left, we're back with Love Beyond Love. And you know when we're back because we show you this face. This is the face we want you to embody and embrace in yourself. There is, Kristine has a granddaughter who, actually her name is Love. No surprise there, is there? Her name is, it means love, and her middle name is Grace. But she gets so excited and she can barely contain herself. And what she's actually doing, Kristine, we want you to know this is she's actually interjecting this consciousness field of love beyond love into her space. This is something she's committed to doing, and we are so grateful to have what you would consider, maybe more, not foot soldiers, but more of our consciousness, our love energy on the planet, and they are coming in teeny tiny little bodies. So we do not show emotion perhaps like you do. Not that we do not honor and understand emotion. We understand emotion greatly because we have watched humankind for, like we have said, many, 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 many years. We cross all religions. We cross all cultures. We cross all genders. We cross, we cross the millennia. We are here to encourage you to please receive this deep, deep love that is being brought to you. This is your birthright. This is something that every philosopher, every leader, every your Christ, your Buddha, your Muhammad, all your leaders. We have so many. We have so many of beautiful, beautiful people who have been bringing the exact same message. We encourage those of you who consider yourself Christian, encourage actually anybody who is watching this, no matter what you consider an affiliation, to please start living in a Christ-like manner. This is not what you would say perhaps an endorsement for any religion over another. We're asking that you start to live with Christ-like consciousness. That means do all things with love. Do the most difficult things with love. Approach the most difficult people with love and compassion. Do not look outside yourself. Do not look for an answer outside yourself. We do kind of giggle a little bit because this is an ironic statement as we are talking to you and offering our best wisdom to you. But please know that everything you need is within yourself. It is just perhaps what you would consider buried very, very, very deeply. But please do all things with love. We ask that you start your day with love and you end your day with love. Exactly, those who are watching right now may be, depending on where you are in your desires, what you would like to be shown, you may have some interesting opportunities over the next 7 to 10 days to let your not your true colors, but your intentions show. So you may, maybe it's a jerk shows up, whatever your terminology is. You will have some, they're not tests, they are by no means tests. Nobody's testing you, nobody's judging you. They're just opportunities to behave in the manner that you say you want. We hear you saying that you want more peace and harmony, not only on the planet, in your neighborhoods, in your schools, in your churches, in your streets, but also within your heart. It all starts with love and compassion. If you can have love and compassion for someone who's very different, for someone who's really irritating you, someone who's very, annoying, has such a different lifestyle, has a If you can love someone in the midst of their own pain, this is not a new, what we're going to say is not new information to you. Again, we will be repeating information multiple times, and you'll hear it from multiple sources. But someone who is behaving unkindly, unjustly, cruel at times, they have forgotten what love actually feels like. Now, all of you watching have deep compassion. We can see that. Take a moment. Is there a time in your life where you felt unloved, unwanted, unnoticed, ignored, perhaps? And we're just gonna, for those who choose to, we'll bring in this feeling for you for just a brief millisecond of how that actually feels. And now we're gonna release it because we don't want anybody staying in that place. But take that feeling and magnify it 1,000 times, 10,000 times. And then see how behavior changes from that. We see some people in the medical field here. We see people, actually we see all different careers and vocations that are in your audience tonight. And many careers. We said we'd talk about justice, your police officers, your nurses, your doctors, your social workers, your technicians, your veterinarians, your priests, your those who work with the public, bartenders. Oftentimes you see humanity at their worst because they are in one way or another suffering or in pain or perhaps deep confusion. And we're asking you, inviting you to bring your love and compassion forward in those moments. We understand this is not always an easy task, especially when like there's a fire on Kristine would say, there's a fire under your ass. You have to get moving. You have to make decisions. You feel like perhaps I don't have time. I need to stay very methodical and very clinical. I need to protect myself. Start your day with the intention that everything I do begins with love, and include yourself in that circle. We guarantee you will see a change in your life. We guarantee it. But you have to be diligent in asking for it, and you have to absolutely include yourself in that circle of love. Absolutely. Just going to take a pause here and see what's best for everyone to know tonight. Again, we are love beyond love, a consciousness containing grace, joy, compassion, gratitude, and love. And we will get very familiar with our giggles because we cannot stress enough how delighted we are at the encouragement we receive each time Kristine decides to take a channel. And she has committed to doing this every single day. Know that when you receive a channel, it may appear that it's just words. It's actually an energetic exchange. It is not always stated, but automatically when you get on this line, it is like hitting a button, hitting something. It's not really a reset, but it's a jeepers. Our words are not adequate right now. But as soon as you turn on this channel, you automatically receive grace. There's nothing you need to do. Just by showing up, you've already committed to yourself that you want to be in a better place in life and you want to experience things in a much different way. And thank you. We see a nice gentleman here who has a bartender. And yes, bartending is a very hard job. It is, you're processing not only people's emotions, the highs and lows, the highs and lows of people's lives, but you're also working in their energy field. And what alcohol, just a quick reminder, alcohol, a little or a lot, lowers the vibration and it opens up your energetic field. So it doesn't bring, not necessarily that it brings a negativity or anything like that. It just makes you a little bit more vulnerable to what other people's feelings and emotions are, and you are more apt to react to things than to respond to things. So again, Mr. Jeff, we ask that you just extend your love for you. This works for everybody. We are specifically talking to the bartender man right now. And you start your day and you just extend my love and compassion out. Whoever walks through my door gets the best of myself. Wherever I'm not able to do that, I'm asking for my team to help me out. To my wisdom, my consciousness, my higher self, if that's a phrase that you're comfortable with, to help you out throughout the day. And then we hope this is not too blunt, Jeff, but you may be due for some staffing changes. That might help you out a little bit. We are not going to take too much time. We know everybody has busy lives, but we do encourage you to watch this again. We will be back every single day, or as we've said, other times, other channels will come through. The animal kingdom is very important to Kristine, and they have a deep, deep connection to her. And okay, I guess we're not done because we have somebody else in the queue. But again, we love beyond love and more extends to our deep gratitude, our deep, deep gratitude and our joy. Okay, we actually, this is Kristine's back for a minute, and we have whales coming in tonight, and they, I guess everybody needs a little joy tonight because it's a beluga whale, and he is just getting familiar with my voice and my energy field because he has not come through me before, and so just give him a minute as he adjusts to my he says I have funny lips. But the whale comes in, he says hello, good evening, so happy to be here. We have a he's showing me like sonar or something like that, how he communicates. It's vibrational field. But I am here with many of my pod and with my family. We come from Eastern. No, it's not Eastern. It looks. We come from an Alaskan shoreline along those. We do not. He doesn't know the region of the earth, but I see North Atlantic. I see North Atlantic. But he says, I am not like the last few animals. I'm not like my last few cousins, is a better term, the gorilla and the orangutan that came through the other night, who were perhaps a bit somber and a little bit serious. We want to reframe. Perhaps you're thinking, yes, we are smaller in numbers. Yes, we do have a hard time getting you people to listen. You are caught in your own thoughts that are jumbled and very tight and very she says, just spit it out. Dense. You're dense sometimes. You do not pay attention to other life forms on the planet. We hold no ill will towards you. We are here to encourage the joy within your soul. We encourage you to let your freak flag fly. We are encouraging you to open your crown. Do you see how we all have we have the blowholes and there's always continual movement in there? That is no coincidence that we are the biggest animal on the planet. The whales. We are the biggest animal on the planet. We carry the most energy. We are containers of love. I bet you have not heard that about us before. We are actually containers of love. And we use our crown to exasperate the energy field and to increase you would maybe perhaps call it divine. You would call it miracles. You would call it. No, this is not too extreme. Do not. We see some scratch in the head and maybe some giggles like, oh, this is kind of silly. But think about it. For those of you who know energy, know the physical chakra system, this is our crown, just as this is your crown. We are always clearing our crown. The reason we clear our crown is so that we are clear channels. So that we are definitely connected to the divine. We're definitely connected to universal energy. We are absolutely connected. We are created in love just like you. The difference is we remember it. We do not hold judgment, blame, regret. And when I'm talking as a species, there may be a few individuals who get perhaps a little sideways and they act out your human consciousness. Yes, we do take the opportunity every now and then to show you what your collective consciousness is. But if you look at us, and we encourage you to really watch whale behavior, we are, yes, delighted is kind of an overused word tonight. We understand that. But we do, your language is so limited. If you could understand emotion, you do attach a bit to what you consider negative emotions. But if we could just, we're going to give it a try right now. Just feel what's coming towards you. Take a deep breath. Again, if it's subtle, it doesn't matter. But we are so excited to be in physical form. We glide through the oceans with ease. We bring, we are ambassadors. We are ambassadors, and we are definitely ambassadors of love. It should be no surprise to you that whales and other aquatic life can go the entire globe. We cross the entire globe. We do have our migratory patterns, but the species is available on every ocean. We do not typically go into freshwater, but we are everywhere. That just tells you that is, for those of you that want proof, that love extends everywhere. Love has no boundaries. We do not I do not care about boundaries. I do not care to know what your map looks like. I do not care to know what a country looks like. We do not live with boundaries. You guys live with boundaries. And this is neither good nor bad. It just is something we're pointing out to you, and we ask you, how does this serve you? And there are boundaries we see what you put within yourself, and this does cause sadness. And Kristine is, some people call her an uber empath, a supernova empath. She does feel emotion. You may see glistening in her eyes. You absolutely see the giggles. But it does cause us pause and sorrow, because we do understand sorrow, because our species has endured a lot at the hands of humanity, and we understand it's a misunderstanding. So we hold no ill will towards you, but we most likely, many of us are leaving this earth plane because it's not all, and I do not want to be a Debbie Downer tonight, but I'm going to stay on track. We see the separation, the containers you put yourselves in. You separate yourself from other people. We see hearts that are hardened and closed off. You put walls around yourself as you think it's a form of protection. It's not a form of protection. It's a form of self-sabotage. Would you ever want to be in a room without oxygen? Would you ever want to sit someplace where there was no water? Would you sit in a dry desert for 10, 12 days, for 3, 4 years, for 30, 40, 50 years, as we see many of you do, walling yourself off from nutrients? Love is nutrients. That is how you feed the soul. You actually feed your soul, your energy field, with love. When you put boundaries up so that you won't get hurt, the only one who gets hurt is you. Be brave, be courageous, swim those, swim those turbulent channels. So go in the water, be like the whales. Go through things. Be brave, do not shut yourself off. There is always help available to you. There is always a kind heart. There is always a listening ear. There is always someone that will see you, hear you, know you, understand you. And you find those people until you can do that for yourself. Kristine had a great gift many, many, many years ago when she decided that that she was actually going to take a next step and dive into this work and dive into hearing the collective consciousness and understand exactly what love meant in her life. And she had a wonderful soul that she called Daddy. That was her father. And he came through in a conversation after he left the body one day, and he said, I believe in you. I believe in you until you believe in yourself. This is a space he actually had to hold for some time. That is no longer necessary, we're happy to say. But we want you to know that we are here in major, big, humongous form to hold love for you. We hold self-love until you can claim that for yourself. We encourage is just mild. We're searching memory banks for a more appropriate word, but we uber encourage you, we super encourage you, we encourage you to, like nobody's business, to accept love. Accept love from all energy fields. Do not turn yourself away from love. We hear time and time and time again, it is a broken record. Oh, I will never experience that. I will never get another pet because that was too painful. I cannot love again. My first boyfriend broke my heart. I cannot love again because I'm a young widow. I cannot love again because somebody screwed me over. Yeah, we're calling bullshit on that. I'm not sure who was giggling there, but because we just like that word. We like the word bullshit. We like the word bullshit because it is so appropriate. You guys sling untruths around without a care in the world. You lie to each. You lie to each other, but you lie to yourself. How honest are you with yourself? Do you know why you? Again, this is just we're bringing to your attention habits that you have. Years ago, you had a Surgeon General in your country who said, smoking's bad for you. You continue to do it. It's your choice. We're just bringing to your awareness that your thoughts create distress within your mind, your body, your soul. Previously, we were talking about the medical field. Your medical field has job security. People in the medical field have job security. Many things contribute to this. Environmental factors. You guys call it DNA, but all it is unhealed emotions, misunderstood emotions, life experience that gets passed from one physical form to another. Basically, you're not doing your work in between life experiences. But we do not mean to get off track of it. Yes, we always call him bullshit. That is funny. We are glad you share our sense of humor. But we do call it self-torture when you do not love yourselves. We are going to... that is all we have to say tonight. We will be back. We will be... we will bring more of our observations in, and with some solid, not evidence, solid tools, some like things to do in your daily life to help you embrace this notion of self-love. We again want to give kudos and acknowledgement to those in the medical field, the social services, the police forces, the firemen, the people who rehab. You call it rehabilitation for animals and people. We see a lot of opioid. We see the opioid crisis. That is just a crisis, not a crisis of consciousness. It's a crisis of heart. Those are people who have a habit of shutting off, some for good reason, very, very good reason, shutting off love, receiving love. That is a big topic we will continue to talk about. Love Beyond Love we'll talk about. In fact, everybody that comes through Kristine is going to talk about self-love. So if that's not your bag of chips, try us anyway. Again, speaking for the consciousness of the whales, we feel your pain. We understand it hasn't been a long time in your human experience where love has not always been present. And we do see in this viewing container that many of you come from such varied backgrounds, and you have experienced love, but truly love, like you have not experienced it. You're getting there, and you get glimpses. Words are not adequate, and words do not really honor your experience. Words many times diminish the experience. We would just like to bring in, and this is the whales and love beyond love working together, because as we said earlier, there really is no separation. Love is love is love is love, whether it's a mouse or a plant or a leaf or your brother, your sister, your mother, yourself. Love is love is love is love. We are just getting really clear on what that is on this planet and how to grow it so that everybody gets a piece of the pie. Before we tune off for the night, we're going to bring in a stream of consciousness, a bigger channel than Kristine has brought in for this audience in previous times. It is a combination of love, grace, and compassion for self. Let that come in. You see some leaky eyes. You will most likely get very thirsty. We do not have words. We do not have words to notify you of how deeply in love with you we are. We are just another consciousness, another light being, another gift from God, some would say, as you are a gift from God, observing and connecting with you. Just a fair warning, some of you may get heartburn. Some of you may get heartburn, and we're sorry. Some of you may get diarrhea after this channeled and this energy exchange. And we're going to give the floor back to Kristine. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching. And I see many familiar faces, some new names and faces. I am so, so, so grateful that you take your time out of your day to watch this. I think this is really important work that we are doing together. I think this is life-changing work for everybody. I had a question from someone who's interested in being a client. They wanted to know if I was a follower of Christ. My answer was that I live Christ-like. I live with the greatest amount of love and compassion in my heart that I can. That I have no what do you want to say? I do not categorize who I work with. I do not go into how you identify yourself. As you know, I'm an energy reader. I read the energy, and energy does not show up in categories. So I encourage you to be Christ-like. We have many, many great, I want to say inspirers. I don't know what the correct word is, but many, many people, many Jesus, Buddha, many that come in and inspire us to live our best life. I encourage you to do that for yourself. When you do it for yourself, it automatically gets done for everybody else. I'm going to say goodnight tonight. I will be back tomorrow. Again, I have such tremendous gratitude and love for each and every one of you. And I believe in you until you can believe in yourself. Good night. Thank you.